All right, so Kendrick Lamar and the Game have been secretly beefing since 2015, but let me tell you why. So, if you haven't heard, Top Dog calls into a podcast that this dude named Stat Quo is on, right? And he calls in to clarify the reason Kendrick doesn't really rock with the Game no more. And he says this.
Top was calling me to tell me that he want everybody to understand Doc didn't just stop talking to him for no reason. After that video that dude shot in Compton, that changed everything.
The 100 video.
The 100 video.
You know, why is that so important? So, if you don't know, the 100 verse is a verse that Drake did for Game. And in that verse, he disses Kendrick while in Compton. And it's like a whole thing, right?
I would have all of your fans if I didn't go poppin'. I stayed on some conscious shit.
But I think it's more than that. So, let's go back to 2011. So, if you don't know, there was this big old concert, right? If you're anybody who was anybody, I'm talking about as far as rappers in LA, you were at this concert. Snoop Dogg was hosting, Warren G was there, Game was there, Corrupt was there. Bunch of West Coast legends were just in the building, right? At this particular concert, Snoop Dogg crowns Kendrick Lamar as a new king of the West Coast. Here's the clip.
When you watch a game, pass the torch to you. You must say this shit, I'ma mean this. Nigga, you got the torch, nigga, you better run with it. You better run with it, nigga, cause it's yours.
So, you see that Game's in the clip hugging Kendrick Lamar, right? He's hugging Kendrick Lamar, crowning him king of the West Coast alongside everybody else, right? This is 2011, right? Jump ahead to 2013. 2013, Kendrick Lamar drops a Control verse. To me, I looked at the verse like Kendrick was just like, you know, trying to put a spark back in hip hop. Like it was on some like friendly competitive shit.
Pusha T, Meek Mills, A$AP Rocky, Drake, Big Sean, J Electron, Tyler McMillan. I got love for you all, but I'm trying to murder you niggas.
It didn't sound like he was like really trying to diss nobody or be serious. This is like some fun sparring, get in the booth, respond, I can respond. But Drake didn't like that. And Drake had something to say about it, and this is what he had to say.
It was one of those things, it's like, I almost wish he had come in there on that shit because I kind of lost like a little respect for the sentiment of the verse. If it's really fuck everybody, then it needs to be fuck everybody. It just can't be halfway for the sake of the people. But you know what I'm saying? Like, for real, that's just how I feel. Like, that verse was a moment to talk about. Are you listening to it now, at this point in time? Okay. But it was real cool for like, you know, a couple weeks. If I ask you, for example, like, how does that verse start?
So think about it. If I'm Kendrick Lamar, right, and I hear you go on all the radio stations and podcasts just to talk about how trash my verse was, I'm gonna look at it as like, okay, all right, let's get serious now. All right, you said let it be serious. Let's get serious. So that same year, Kendrick Lamar puts out a verse on the BET Cypher, right? And everybody knows that this BET Cypher is aimed at Drake. Because that same year, Drake was acting sensitive about the verse, and he says this.
And nothing been the same since they dropped Control and tucked the sense of the rapper back in his pajama clothes. Ha ha, joke's on you, high five. I'm bulletproof.
So, Kendrick says that, right? 2 years later, Drake responds with the 100 verse.
I would have all of your fans if I didn't go poppin'. I stayed on some conscious shit.
Think about it. Leading up to that point, 2011 to 2015, just 4 years ago, Game, you was on stage with me, brother. You were on stage like hugging me with all the people from the West Coast, crowning me king of the West. And you allowed Drake, who you know I have a problem with, get on your song and diss me. Wrong time to do that. That was just a misstep by the Game. And granted, I think Game was on some like trying to be big homie. It ain't that serious. You can diss him on my song. You're not really saying a name. Like it ain't beef. Like I think that Game thought that if it ain't beef, it's not that serious. And I think that Kendrick was thinking about it as, no, it is that serious. Because he went around calling my verse trash and I'm trying to have some friendly competition with the dude. And he wanted to take it as like, you know what I mean? Like he wanted to take it as real beef. So let's do it. I think that that's how Kendrick thought of it. Now, fast forward from 2015 to 2023. Now, I know that sounds like a long gap, but in between, Kendrick Lamar and Drake has been throwing shots back and forth, but we're not going to get into that. In 2023, there's like this mysterious unreleased record that dropped, right? It's called Last Real Nigga Alive by Kendrick Lamar. And I don't know who dropped this. I don't know where it came from, but in 2023 it dropped. And in this verse, right in the beginning, he talks about him and Game's relationship. He says that Game took him on tour, and after that, he never talked to him again.
Shortly after Game took us on tour, I love him for that. But right after that, we didn't see him no more.
Like that, they never spoke again. And at the very end of the song, right, he says that he gave Game's friend, or one of Game's entourages, his mixtape to give the Game to listen to, right?
I mean, was Game's barber. The other cat made a statement saying that Game was his partner. So I gave him my tape. Said he played for him, hoping that I get my big break, but never got a response. Anyway,
Kendrick Lamar says that he runs into the dude again after he gives him the tape and says, hey, did you give Game the tape? Did you let him listen to it? And dude was like, yeah, I let him listen to it. Game said, he said it was trash. He said he didn't really like it.
So 2 weeks ago, I finally run into the nigga I gave my mixtape to and said he was partners with Game. The nigga finally told me what he said. He said he didn't like it.
Now, I don't think that was like enough for Kendrick to like look at Game different, but I think Kendrick definitely noted it and was like, okay. On top of the fact that, because I don't know when that record was released, but it sounds like if Kendrick is trying to give Game his mixtape, it sounds like it's kind of before Kendrick was Kendrick. So before I was Kendrick, your man said you dubbed me. Noted. Right? In 2011, when I'm popping with Snoop crowned me King of the West, you on stage with me, and you ain't took me on tour since then. Like, we haven't spoke since then. And then meanwhile, you going on different podcasts talking about how you almost signed me.
Oh, you said you wanted to sign Doc, and then 2T's commented under this. So we need to clarify. He said you never tried to sign Doc, blood, verbatim. You know what I'm saying? So let's clarify that.
Here go the thing, bro. When I asked Top Dog about signing Kendrick, Top Dog would tell you this, nigga. Top Dog was like, nah, I can't let that nigga go.
What are you talking about? Your man said
he said he didn't like it.
You're not gonna lie to the world and say that you almost signed me, brother. You didn't even like me. You didn't even like me. So I think a combination of all those things made Kendrick look at Game just a lot different. On top of that, just a year later after that unreleased record drops, right? Their beef starts, right? Their beef starts, and in that beef, Game kind of sides with Drake. Now, I think that was another thing that just put the cherry on top. People are missing the fact that Game was on stage when Kendrick Lamar was getting crowned King of the West Coast, and just 4 years later, you allowed Drake to hop on a song with you and diss me in our hometown. On top of that, you kept lying to the world about signing me and us in our relationship being as tight as it is. Brother, you didn't like me. And 3, during the beef, sometimes you just got to side with the home team, brother. I got to live here. You don't.
Now, if I get into it with them, I got to live here and you don't. Don't be getting it. You're going to get me in trouble. Get out the way. Move. Just move.
You got to live here. Drake don't. You got to live in the West Coast. Drake don't. So sometimes you got to side with the home team, regardless of what's going on. After I see you do all of that, and I ain't said one word, I'm just watching how you move. And I'm watching how you, we ain't got to talk. Like, well, we don't even have to talk about what do we need to talk about? You know what I mean? Like, what do we need to talk about? So that's where my perspective is, man. Even in the comments, do you agree with Kendrick? Do you agree with Game? Do you think they should get on the phone, have a conversation? I don't know, man. Let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna catch you on the next one, man. Peace.